I don't believe I would consider myself an Anglophile. In fact, I'm quite the opposite. I harbor a great dislike for most things English. But I wholeheartedly love the Beatles, and for 2 whole years, I did not listen to any other artist. Even after going solo, 3/4 of the band demonstrated that they were supremely talented musicians, more than capable of making good music. John Lennon's second solo album, Imagine, has some of my favorite songs ever. Although the second track is a personal favorite of mine, the most popular one is the title track and album opener called Imagine. Okay, why am I doing all this? You read the title of the video. Amongst the challenges the entire world faced due to the pandemic, there was one infamous video that had people wishing they had succumbed to the virus itself. And that was Gal Gadot's Imagine video. The attempted actress watched a video of an Italian man playing the song from his balcony to a bunch of other civilians, an example of communion during the social distancing, and decided that her and a bunch of her other rich friends singing the song would somehow make a difference. But it's apparent to me that Gal does not understand the song because she's a member of the IDF and a Zionist and a propaganda machine for Israel. She spoke out against a ceasefire.
Why do we need to convince people that that is not okay when others are asking for ceasefire? And I'm all for peace, don't get me wrong, but the hostages are still there. Not a word about the hostages. What? What are you talking about? And
that clearly signals that her views don't align with the message of the song. She said, no, we should not stop bombing Palestinian children. Stop calling for a ceasefire. So as a self-described Beatles and Lennon superfan, I will explain to you Gal Gadot, because obviously you're watching this video. I mean, what else would you be doing? Acting? I think not.
And enough champagne to fill the Nile.
Max Lord, you're putting yourself and everyone else in grave danger. I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it?
Kalel, no.
What John Lennon meant when he wrote Imagine. Lennon starts the song with,
Imagine there's no heaven, seas if you try, no hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today.
It's very clear that these lines signal the ethics of an individual altering their behavior in fear of the judgment day, whether they'll end up in heaven or hell. The fear of sinning or doing the wrong thing and ending up in hell prevents the person from actually living their life. Additionally, a person may very well do the wrong thing and confess their sins and be set for heaven according to theology, which detracts ethics and actual accountability. People on the fringes who don't believe in heaven or hell, or people persecuted for their identity and doomed to hell due to their existence, such as LGBTQIA+ individuals, may also openly live as themselves. This outlook that one has to live their life a certain way due to a supposed afterlife prevents an individual from properly living their life. This is an idealist saying, live and let live. It's very anti-organized religion. Heaven and hell are fictional concepts that are sold to you. It's a cock and bull story, but you buy it and cause so much damage to so many people along the way. He further elaborates on these beliefs in his next verse.
Imagine there's no countries, it isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You do.
I know that as I read the lyrics of the song, its meaning is obvious to anyone with a functioning brain, but we are talking about Gal Gadot here. So Gal, Lennon proposes the idea of a world without countries, where we don't restrict our identity to a geographical boundary and draw borders to other individuals. This way, we don't need to resort to violence to kill or occupy a particular group and their land. We can live in unity knowing we are all essentially the same. We are all going through similar struggles and that we will die eventually. Separating each other or dividing each other on the basis of country is a symptom of primitive ideology, when in reality we should work together to alleviate the difficulties humanity as a collective is facing. It's only when every human being in the world has equal rights and access to resources can we say that humankind has prospered. Otherwise, one side can be enjoying the excess of wealth while the other succumbs to war. We don't have to kill each other for something that arbitrary and something that all of us have a right to. When we examine the military funding and other capitalist ventures and investments, we can observe that there are plenty of wealth and resources that can go around to better the lives of every individual on the planet, but they end up contributing to the personal wealth and growth in the assets of certain individuals and the destruction of a civilization. The Palestinian death toll ends up becoming nothing but a casualty and negligible price to pay to further the assets, the personal wealth, and the capitalistic greed of individuals and countries that are already in power. If you think I'm digressing, you haven't been paying attention. The Beatles have always been anti-war. A radical position, right? They were supporters of the campaign to give Ireland back to the Irish. They were against the Vietnam War and invasions of countries altogether. They were all men who came from working class backgrounds that, despite accumulating wealth, advocated for policies that would benefit the working class. I am not even suggesting that they were doing some sort of great service to humanity. This should be the norm. This is the least they can do. Yet, the Beatles, particularly Lennon, is seen as the radical political activist or this hippie counterculture artist. Pay attention, gal, because John's asking you not to divide people on the basis of religion. Maybe come to terms with the fact that religion is a man-made construct that consisted of a mixture of stories and theories before we had an understanding of science and mathematics. Regardless of that, maybe persecuting someone on the basis of their religion or beliefs is inhumane and cruel and goes against the basic tenets and principles of morality, because by definition you are fighting against life and against peaceful coexistence. In the song's chorus, which goes,
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
Lennon acknowledges that he is an idealist, that his views are not popular and they are seen as unachievable, unrealistic fantasies. But he is confident that there are others who believe in peaceful coexistence, who want the same emphasis on collective Pangea-esque society as opposed to geographic boundaries dictating separation or unity, and he believes in an individual's capacity for change. He feels that those that believe in heaven and hell or in religion, bigotry, and discrimination will come around and see how that is not in the best interest of society as a whole, and share the beliefs and values of Lennon and collectively unite in favor of peaceful coexistence. Be as one, meaning everyone turning into an idealist and dreamer who wants to make the world a better place to live in, realizing that dream and staying united. The next verse goes,
Imagine no possessions, I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, or brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world you do.
Imagine that no one in the world owned anything. Nothing is owned by anyone, but everything belongs to everyone because everyone has access to everything that they want and need. There is no space for vested personal interest in hoarding. Humanity can collectively live together as a brotherhood with everyone obtaining necessary resources. As Lennon puts it, all the people sharing all the world. John's political ideology is that of an instinctive socialist. He routinely propagated for peace, was anti-capitalist, and dreamed of a world where there was no class distinction. And the chorus goes once again,
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
He closes with the chorus switching be as one to live as one, suggesting that until and as long as people don't have these idealistic beliefs that work for the betterment of everyone in the world, there will be discord and division. There are few things more ironic than Gal Gadot singing,
"And the world will be as one,"
while also repeatedly being a supporter of war, apartheid, colonization, ethnic cleansing, and genocide. Somehow, this awful video gets worse with each passing moment. Gal Gadot and individuals like her who engage in performative activism who don't understand the core message of media that they wish to propagate desperately need media literacy. I don't understand how you can literally say the words and the world will be as one without understanding what it means. Like, you heard the song, you sang the words. How do you not understand that at the heart of it, it's a song about peaceful coexistence? I want to end this by saying there is absolutely no both sides in this argument. It truly breaks my heart that people are not talking about this all the fucking time. This is an actual genocide. The West has the fantasy of using time travel to go back in time and kill baby Hitler to stop the Holocaust. Seeing as how that's currently out of the realm of possibility, why don't we use the present to constantly talk about the current genocide? Ensure people in countries stop supplying weapons, ammunition, and funding, which kills innocent civilians. Why have we normalized killing brown people? And how about instead of using a time machine, we do something about it now? I will keep fighting for a free Palestine in my lifetime, and I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one.